And we are live!
Hi
Welcome,
everyone.
guys, to the
Hi.
Fiction Falls live show for Warrior Princess Assassin by Brigid Kemmerer. We will go ahead and start with our introductions and our star ratings, and I will let Amanda kick us off.
Hi everyone. I'm Amanda from Amanda's Booktopia. I'm always linked in class descriptions, so it should be easy to find me.
Mhm.
I gave this 3 stars, which could be subject to change, but probably not by much. But it was interesting to say the least. I actually really enjoyed the first half, but the second half kind of lost me. With all the traveling, I got bored,
Mm.
and then things picked up a little bit near the end, which I liked, but it didn't really feel like adult to me because this is supposed to be her first adult debut. For the most part, felt like I was reading new adult until that one spicy scene near the end. But it wasn't a bad book. I didn't hate it. I just didn't love it. It felt very meh. I think I just like her YA books better than most so far. All right,
My turn.
go ahead.
Hi, I'm Morgan from Booked Panda, and I give it a 3 stars as well. I just had, okay, it's probably just a logic problem kept kicking in sometimes. And like you said, it didn't feel adult. It was, I don't know, even the spicy part felt like that was added in to kind of make it be the adult rating.
Mm-hmm.
It would fit solidly into new adult. I mean, part of it even would still fit into YA for, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. It was funny though. I loved the banter. I did. I loved the banter parts, but
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, I don't know. Yeah. Right.
And hi, guys, I'm Clint from Reads Readers. You're on my channel, and I am the minority here. I am giving this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I can't fully give it a 5 because I called the twist,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
but I called it for a different reason. What the way I called it, I thought it would be for logical reasons. The way it came out was really stupid. But
Yeah,
I digress.
it was so predictable. I guessed it from like as soon as they left like right before they left the castle.
Oh,
Mm.
I guessed one character was going to be the main bad guy and that they were the reason the assassins. I'm sorry, it's too fucking obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It, yeah. He was just awful the whole time. So, I mean, of course he's the villain.
I mean, the reason why I kind of knew it was him from the start. Part of it was because of how he acted towards his sister. And for those who are who are here that haven't read the book, we will be talking spoilers because
Yes, we're
all
starting
of our live
spoilers
show has
now.
spoilers.
Okay.
So just to warn people. But like I
Well, while
kind
we're
of
talking about characters, let's switch to
yeah.
thoughts on characters. Let's start talking about the brother
Yeah,
because
the
we're already
brother,
talking about
Oh
him.
my God.
I knew he had to be a part of it somehow only because
Mhm.
of how the way he acted towards his sister. Like,
Yeah.
why? What was the reason for that? I mean, her father was barely ever there. He was pulling all the strings. He was
Yeah.
acting. He was
Okay.
regent.
B- Before like the scene where you actually got to see them all in court and it showed her dad still alive, I was like, oh, he's dead. The king's already dead. And he just hasn't told anybody.
I thought that too at first.
I thought he was dying in his bed because the brother was poisoning him.
Oh.
I need book 2 to know if the
Ooh.
brother's poisoning the dad or not. Because I read that from the very beginning, the minute he started saying, well, he's dying. And I'm like, oh, that's because you're killing him. Okay. Because you want to take the power for yourself. And this is why you didn't allow your sister to be a part of any of the planning of her own marriage, period.
Mhm.
And then in my head, I went, oh, okay, names. Is it Kai that's the prince?
Oh,
Uh,
the prince is
the
yeah,
king. He's the king of the
King.
other
Well,
country.
the
Yeah.
king, Kai.
But
It's Kai,
yeah,
right?
Kai.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I knew for a fact that Kai was not going to be like how everyone thinks he is because Hello, it's a
Yeah.
story, and we already know he's the love interest.
I mean, he's the warrior in the book.
So I knew the brother was the one putting in the sex stuff in like the thing, which I find disgusting. And
The
I
fact
hope
that he
he
came out and
violently
told her
dies.
Uh,
No.
it was so many issues with a lot of the characters, in my opinion. Like, I kind of called Lady Charlotte right before they left the castle,
Because
because I'm like, she's got to have somebody. Like, I'm sure somebody, like the brother, put a spy in there with her in order to get more information to find out where they're going and stuff, so that he could send, the other assassins after them. Because, like, how else would he know? So he had to, like, put somebody in there. So obviously her lady's maid Charlotte had to be the easiest answer. So I kind of called that really early.
question, do y'all think any of Kai's men a- are a spy? And if so, who?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was thinking not the ones that were like super close to him, but I am thinking possibly Nico. Is that how you pronounce it?
Mhm.
The
Nico?
one that Asher attacked. Yeah.
I
Mhm.
mean, because of what he's been through, even though
Yeah.
even though he was saved by Kai, I don't think he's as loyal to him as he seems to be. There's something about him just like rubbed me slightly the wrong way.
Yeah.
And how it was so easy
Mhm.
for Ash to take him down the first time. Like, it shouldn't be that
Uh,
easy.
I don't really find that easy because if Ash is the assassin he says he is, he
I
took him
mean,
off guard.
yes and no. I just feel like Nico didn't put up much of a fight like he could have.
Yeah. Based off their second fight, he did seem to, I don't know, make it a little more challenging, I guess. It did. I don't know.
So he's like, I want to make
Yeah,
it set up. I want to set
because
up the king. So
of the
that
way
would make
Kai was
sense.
talking about him was like he's like such a good fighter.
Hmm.
Like I felt like that first fight between Nico and Ash was just too easy. Like, something about it was, I was like, there's something off with him. I don't know what, but something. So when we find out that there's supposed to be someone who used incendiary and silver to put out that hit, I'm like,
Hmm.
that's the only thing that made sense to me. Because all the other ones seem to be in Kai's corner.
Yeah. It was weird though. By the time they'd gotten to the inn, and then they're like, "We're gonna send the footman on ahead because it's too dangerous." I'm like, "You had footmen? It's never mentioned footmen at all before." I mean,
Hello? I was like, that came out of freaking nowhere. Who the hell are these
yeah.
footmen?
So
Right?
then I was like, "Oh, I
I
guess
thought
it
they were all
could have been one of
soldiers.
them." Yeah, yeah. I don't know, but so there's that. But yeah, my money is mostly on Nico as well. So.
Okay, what do we think of Asher?
I like him. The way
Mhm.
he was written is a bit odd, I guess.
Yeah.
Because with his trauma and yet the way he responded to things, I was like, that's a bit odd. Just a little bit.
I also thought it was odd that he would let Kai touch him and not what's her name?
Jory.
Yeah,
I
Jory.
just started calling her Jory. I hope that's right.
It's
Yeah.
Jory. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I just thought that odd, considering how he never lets anybody touch him, and like Kai's a complete stranger to him. Why would he let Kai touch him
And not the
over
person
Jory?
he's known his whole life and trusts.
Also,
And all the
why,
trauma he's been through.
side note, why is this book on every website not listed as queer?
That is a
I
good
was
I,
expecting an MFM relationship, that nothing was going to happen between the guys. And at the very beginning, like towards the beginning, where Kai is tied up and he has to help him pee,
oh, yeah. That,
and he was
yeah.
like, he kept looking down. I was just like, wait, Is this about to go MMF and it's not listed queer anywhere?
Yeah, I found that weird too.
Maybe they just want to keep it a surprise. Like instead of just a simple why choose, it's this everybody gets why choose.
I was
Everybody
like,
gets to
this
decide.
shouldn't be labeled why choose. This should be labeled poly,
Yeah,
not why choose. If they're all three going to be together with each other, it's not a why choose.
right.
That's a good point.
So that kind of, as the resident queer lover here, that would have made me pick up this book a lot sooner if I would have known. I would have pre-ordered this book.
Right. I mean, you can still get a physical copy now since you really enjoyed it.
Oh, I plan on getting one. I've already told my roommate she has to read it because I think she'll enjoy it. I know what types of books she likes.
Hmm.
The only issue she may have with this is the MM parts. Because she doesn't really read a lot of
MM.
MM. I mean, queer. Queer.
I don't really either. I don't think I've ever had one where they were the main characters instead of like a side relationship. But I mean, yeah. I goodness, I almost think their interactions were better. It's still weird considering his trauma for it to end up happening in the first book.
Yeah.
But theirs seemed almost more natural than some of the ones with Jory.
Yeah, which I thought weird because he's known Jory since they were kids.
We have some comments.
Hi,
Lori
Lori.
says, "Hey Lori." She said, "I just started watching. I gave the book 6 stars. I loved it so much that it made me want to go back and read her YA books."
Speaking of YA, I just gotta say her YA books that I've read are so much better than this one. So even if you weren't crazy about this, Morgan, I highly recommend reading her backlist.
A Curse so Dark and Lonely.
Curse so Dark and Lonely.
Oh.
That is
I've
so
read
much boldness.
that trilogy, and then the first 2 books of the second, I think it's still a trilogy from that one, but I haven't finished those.
I've read book 1 of that spinoff. I still need to read the others.
As do I. I need to reread 14 Silver into Stars because it's been so long since I've read it. So I need to reread that, and then
because I read it the day
I own the second and third book in that series, I believe. Now, thanks to Clint, I found out there's another one coming too.
Yeah, the third one comes out next month.
Yeah,
so I definitely want to get that.
I don't know. I did though. I read them, but I did unhaul all of them because I was like, I love the first trilogy. Well, I love the first book, and the other ones. I kind of hated how they ended up with the relationship between the king and the prince of that one. Like once they found out things and like it just ruined their relationship and they could never patch it. And I'm like, why? Why would you character assassinate him?
That is kind of sad.
I'm sorry.
But Gray is my favorite from the Christmas movie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I loved Gray, but like, why did she have to assassinate Rin's character? I think his name was Rin. I don't remember. So I was like, this is.
I don't think
patch things up. It's a YA. Patch things up.
Before I say this, have you read Akatar?
Me? Yeah.
Okay, so she Tamlined Rin.
That's a good way to say it, actually.
Yeah.
I was like, before I say anything and spoil anything.
Yeah,
no, I'm fully caught up on that series too. So.
I also love her Defy the Night series, because that is one of my favorite series of hers besides The Curse so Dark and Lonely, because it starts off as a Robin Hood retelling, but it doesn't stay that way throughout the series. It delves more into the world and the characters. I just feel like that series is more well written compared to this one.
I still need to start it. Is it just the duology, or what did it become a trilogy?
It's a trilogy.
I just added the whole trilogy.
It's Defy the Night, Defend the Dawn, and Destroy the Day. And I personally, I even got my fiance Ray to read that series, and he devoured it. He loved every single book in that series. And there's like in the last book, there's a bit of a male-male relationship.
Okay.
Like that develops some. But overall, like, and Ray, like he normally doesn't read the same books that I do. I'm very selective on what recommendations I give him because I know what he likes. And when I gave him that series, he devoured it. Like he loved it. And he doesn't really like romance all that much. And there's very little romance. I mean, there is a little bit of romance in that series, but it's not like it's overwhelmingly that because there's so much fantasy elements.
That is a sign I have to read it now.
Mhm.
Seeing
I
as
tell people, I tell everybody that hasn't read it that they need to read it because I personally, besides The Curse So Dark and Lonely, that's my other favorite series of hers, and I will never get rid of those books because of how amazing it is. Go back and reread it.
Lori says she loves MM and poly romances, and she loved the two guys so much. I did feel it should have been just Mel Mel.
Yeah, I actually could see that because it would make more sense. Why add Jory into the mix if the other two guys have more of a relationship than they do with the princess? Like, I could kind of see that.
Okay, to step over to the next question for favorite scenes, can we
Okay.
talk about how much I appreciated that sex scene? In the sense of it wasn't just a because she was a virgin, automatically she's amazing at sex, automatically let's get down and dirty. He
Yeah,
has trauma, she has this. It was legit them all working through it together, and it was a teaching, and I was just like, you don't see those types of sex scenes.
that's true.
And I appreciated
Yeah.
for that sex scene what it was. And I'm
Yeah,
happy
Yeah.
that that was the only one we got in this book.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That makes
expecting
sense.
the rest of the series to probably have heavier ones.
Speaking of that, I honestly thought there'd be thought going into this thinking it was like it's supposed to be adult. I expected way more spicy scenes than there actually was.
We got like
Mhm.
what, one or two? Well, we got
Yeah,
I
like
know
two
about
because there
one.
was the one. Well, there was one that was implied
Yeah,
with the boys in the bed because Kai
yeah.
looked at Asher and was like, "She got pleasured, I got pleasured, but you didn't. Can I
I
touch
mean,
you?"
it wasn't really implied. They went through it. Or, well, he talked him through
Through
it.
it, yeah. So it wasn't like he actually like. So okay,
Yeah.
I will say details are escaping, which is
Mm,
why I may lower my rating to a 4.
mm. I just
That's still
finished
not
the
a
book
bad
this
rating.
morning. I was behind, so I just finished it. Oh man. Um, yeah, I think the way that they handled that, like not just going forward full tilt, that did really well with her. I I don't understand exactly her naivety. It is written more like she's still a teenager, but she's like 26. I
Yeah,
virgin at 26 because she's a princess, sure. But to not know anything, not have heard anything living around the palace as long as she has, that's
I'm
not quite
wondering if
believable.
they like kept her sheltered is kind of how I took it.
yeah. That's what I took from that
It's
too.
like the girls didn't want to talk about that type of stuff around her, and then Asher, anytime she asked Asher questions, he'd clam up.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because
Even
she was
still.
asking questions and nobody wanted to
Mhm.
answer her. So it's not like she didn't want to know. She really truly did, but like everybody was shutting her down.
My thing is it also showed that she liked to read. You
Mhm.
can't
Yeah,
tell me she hasn't read some scenes and some books.
I think that's why she wanted to know more.
possibly.
Because she
I,
kept asking Asher stuff and she kept begging him to touch her and he wouldn't do it.
Which now we understand why.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But why Kai? Why can Kai?
Exactly. That's what I was wondering. Because I'm like, Kai's a complete stranger. You don't know him from Adam and Eve. Like, and
Mhm.
but Jory, you've known since you were a kid. So why him? I that kind of
I
like was like I
it
didn't
doesn't make
understand.
sense. Uh, my first reaction to when that happened with Asher after, I was like, is it the accent? Is it just like, did the book narrators, did they do accents?
It had a slight accent to it.
That's unfortunate, but okay. But yeah, it's like that's pretty much what it was. They just fell in love with the accent and just melted because he was talking to them. Which, I guess
And
that could be
Yeah.
fair.
well, I
I was starting to
wondered
wonder if maybe we were turning this into a male-male relationship only.
who
Yeah.
knows that could be how it ends up in the end. It just depends on how the story goes. But my thing is
True.
I wondered if he allowed Kai because I think he had more experiences with men. And
Oh, I
I
mean,
wonder if he didn't want Jory to touch him because he felt disgusted with his own body because that's the person he's always been in love with.
Hmm.
And he doesn't want her to see his scars. He doesn't want to see his pain. And Kai, it's just like, oh, that's another guy. They've always seen my scars, and I'm not in love with Kai.
that's true. He's not in love with Kai, but at the same point, I feel like he's probably been abused more by other soldiers for sure.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, you you're being so
But is Kai
calm
the
with
first?
him.
But is Kai the first guy to show him kindness?
I think so
Probably.
because Asher even said how like when he went through all that abuse and trauma, it was mostly men.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Which
Wasn't
can
very
warp
much
your
women.
brain as
Yeah.
someone who's been abused and things in the past. It can
Yeah.
warp your brain when it comes to relationships and sex and all that stuff. So
Which is why I didn't quite understand why he went for Kai when he most of the trauma he went through was because of mostly men.
And soldiers, mostly soldiers, it sounded like too.
Yeah.
I will say from a mental standpoint on it, it could be because he thinks he deserves to be punished.
On some level, probably.
Like I know a lot in my past I've done some horrible things because of religious trauma. Growing up queer in the Bible Belt, the
Yeah,
very
that's not
center.
easy.
So in my
Mhm.
head, I took a lot of it as, oh, this is the first guy that has showed him kindness.
Mhm.
And he's still fighting with that side of him on the whole. He doesn't even know truly because the trauma he's gone through. Is Asher really queer? Or was
Mm.
queer forced upon him?
That's a good question.
So it's one of those, and Kai is probably the first person outside of Jory who's ever showed him any kind of kindness in that kind of a
Yeah.
sense.
It
At least
does
it's how my brain
seem
took it.
Yeah, that's a good point. It does seem though the way she wrote everybody's just so accepting of whoever and whatever you are. And I'm
Mhm.
like, well, it's a lovely fantasy world, but tad bit unrealistic.
Hello? Each person's like, oh, I've slept with men, I've slept with women. It's whatever. And I'm just like, I appreciate this. But this is so unrealistic, especially today.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
but
don't think
okay.
she wrote that in mind when she wrote this. I don't think she had that in mind of relating it to today. I think she just wanted like to have a world where everybody was accepting of another because it's really hard to find that. So when you do find that, that's like you want to hold on to that. So as I'm guessing she used that as like a comfort in a way, so you could get away from real life and not make it too realistic because you want to escape into a different world that's more accepting.
I
Which
will
is good.
say, I will say, it does lack a little diversity in it.
Yeah.
Mm,
Like
I guess I
we,
don't know. They weren't described an awful lot except that he was blonde or he was darker blonde.
Yeah.
So
I
I
had a
don't
hard
well,
know.
time picturing them in my head.
the only person that was described with a different skin tone was the other woman in the tavern that was sitting on the floor that was chained to the other guy.
Yeah. That I do remember. That was the only
And
one
I
I
don't even remember her being
where
described.
she was like, they glanced over and it was something about It was either olive or darker skin. I
It was
remember something.
olive.
Oh.
I remember something about her skin tone was different than theirs.
Yeah.
Because I remember hearing it and I paused the audiobook and went, Did we just put colored with a slave? Okay. Continue. I was just like, I'm gonna ignore that right now and continue with the story.
Oh my gosh. I don't
Yeah.
know. The book kind of it diverted from reality and logic to me very early on, though. Like that opening scene where it's almost midnight, they're not allowed to have fires, and yet she's getting sewn up in a wedding dress. I'm like, no one can see. No seamstress in their
Yeah.
right mind would be in there. You're risking your reputation by ruining the wedding dress of the royals. So I was like, oh, great. Now my brain's going to do this the whole book. I'm just going to look for the logic flaws.
I was wondering that too, though. Like, and then I saw you mention it in the Discord, and I'm like, yeah, like that. How does that make sense? You can't see what you're doing.
I agree with Lori here. The adult parts felt more, you felt it more as an adult with the guys, and then when it got to Jory, it just felt more YA.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, there was I was interested in the one scene where they Ash and Asher and Jory like kidnapped Kai. I actually thought that was kind of an interesting scene. I wanted to see if it was gonna play out the way I wanted it to. Like I kind of wanted them to take Kai on this journey and not have Kai take back the power. I did not want Kai to get the power back. I kind of wanted to see the power tilted, and it didn't pan out that way. And I was a little bit disappointed. I mean, because I
Oh
really
my
liked that
gosh.
scene when they were dragging Kai through the sewers and stuff. I thought that was funny. And I really liked that scene. I wanted them to continue that power struggle where like Asher
Mhm.
and Jory like were taking charge for once because they never really had the power for themselves before.
Mhm.
So I wanted to see them take that power back and drag Kai through whatever journey they're going to take him on. So I was so disappointed when Kai took the power back.
Which I think they're going to get more of taking the power back in the next book with the way this one ended.
I hope so. I mean, even though I didn't love the book, I didn't hate it. So I do want to see how it all pans out. So I probably won't buy a physical copy of the next book, but if it's on KU like this one is, maybe I'll try it on there.
Mhm. Right, yeah.
I also like the fact at the beginning that it was kind of realistic when they kidnapped him and stuff with the
Mhm.
whole while they're on the journey and he's just like, I have to relieve myself. And I was just like, a lot of fantasy novels don't add in bathroom breaks.
Yeah.
Never. Hardly ever.
And I
Most books
appreciated
don't have
that.
that.
I was like, and I
Mhm.
appreciated he's like, I gotta relieve myself, so can you undo the pants? Because if you're not gonna untie me, I can't do it myself.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But it was, that was another thing though, when they're in the hut and they don't want to get caught and they're not able to, light fires in the kingdom because of the king's fire magic, but he lights a fire and they're like, no one's going to find us. How'd they go a whole day with no one finding the fire?
That's what I was wondering too.
So I hated though once Kai did take like deceived Asher and like pinned him down and like went and turned him back in. I was like, yeah, I can't believe you used that against him. Like you knew that he needed that sanctuary and used that against him. I was like, this scene sucks.
And
Yes.
that whole time that was happening in my head, I'm like, Asher, don't fall for it.
And he did so simply. As he was saying, Jory would let you go, you won over her, and yet it took less time for him.
Hello? I feel like he fell a lot faster than Jory did
Yeah.
for
Yes.
him. And I think it all started with him helping Kai go to the bathroom. Is legitimately where like the connection between the two started. And I was like, of all scenes to start a relationship with.
And
Interesting.
I felt like it was more physical between them, not really emotional. Because I didn't feel any emotional impact.
And maybe that's what the two of them need. Is something a little bit more physical because of the pain that they've both been through.
Yeah.
Maybe.
By the end, though, I think they were starting that deeper
Mhm.
connection there. where they're
Oh,
both
let's
like, okay,
touch
I
the
like you.
chin. Ugh.
I was also kind of surprised when they first tried to kidnap Kai, how like Kai like sent all of his people out, and then they didn't come check on him at all while he was in there with her. Because before that, when he was in her room, a soldier
Mhm.
came in to check on them, and yet when they were in his room, nobody came to check on him. I would, if I was a soldier, I'd be like, that sounds fishy to me. What, didn't they just talk? I would go check on them. And yet it was so easy for them to just take him without anybody checking on them.
And the
It
fact that,
was supposed to be like a very short time span. It just took a longer amount of pages.
Yeah.
but I also like what you're saying. I also question the fact that they let the king sleep in the bed with the assassin, and the other bed was the princess and her maid
On the
Mhm.
floor,
with nobody coming in to check on them.
right?
When you're leaving him with the two people that kidnapped him, and his men
Well,
are just going to
obviously,
be like,
she's not a threat.
I'm not going to stand in front of the door. I'm not going to check on them.
Also, I don't know if they um what the author was doing, but he put the princess and her lady's maid on the floor by the door.
No, she was
That's
in a
the
bed.
worst place to put
She was
There
in a
were,
someone.
bed. There was two beds in that room.
there were beds. Yeah.
When they walked in there, they mentioned the two beds
There
Mhm.
was two beds because for some
Yeah.
reason I felt like the
because he
was sleeping
fell
on
on
the
top
floor.
of Jory on the bed. Jory and
Mhm.
the maid were both in the bed. There was two in
Oh,
each bed.
for some
Yeah, because
reason
they said both the rooms were multi-people rooms.
Hmm.
I must have missed that part because for some reason I thought they were on the floor.
No, I can't see Asher letting her sleep on the floor. No.
No, Asher would have let her sleep in the king's bed
I
and
think
him sleep
Asher
on
would
the
rather
floor
be
with
on the floor than Jory would.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Yeah.
would have forced the king to give her the only bed.
And another logic thing: how do you? I know he was chained to Kai, but how do you get so fast and like he would
not
when he
jerk the
saved
king.
Jory? That just seems like awfully quick to move when you're chained to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it must have been like a long length of chain. It wasn't like the normal ones you'd see in like movies where it's like this much space. It had to have been a little bit longer or something.
It
I don't
had
know.
to be because it wasn't explained like how short or long the chain was.
It's just, I'm just going to
Yeah.
chain you up. And I'm just like, okay, cool. I was like, I kept wondering if throughout the book, like when the king and him started getting closer, I was like, are they going to use this chain in some BDSM kind of way? Just
I
curious.
was wondering that too.
Because he's like, no, keep me chained. And I'm like, oh, you like to be chained up, don't you? This is going to get interesting.
Well, with it being adult, like when I went into it thinking it was adult, there's going to be a whole bunch of spicy seeds, and then there was that chain. I'm like, maybe they're going to use that to their advantage, but it
Have
never
we
happened. So
have we been ruined by books though? Where if it says adult, we just immediately assume every like 2 or 3 chapters there's going to be a huge spicy scene.
Within these types of genres, a little bit. Like if it was a
yeah,
fiction adult, no, I probably wouldn't
Yeah.
expect it. But yeah,
you
maybe.
know, especially it's supposed to be a romanticy book as adult. In most romanticy adult books, there's a lot more spicy scenes in this.
And I think that's why I appreciated this because I didn't get what I expected. Because I went into it, oh, it's romanticy, it's Brigid Kemmerer. She's going to give us something Sarah J. Massey or Rebecca Yarosy, kind of with the scenes, just knowing how we've read Bridget in the past,
Hmm.
knowing how it would elevate. And then when I was like, I got to like only one major spicy scene and then the other one between the two guys, it's like, that's it. Okay, I appreciate this. They're taking their sweet time with her. Okay, cool. They're not just going to turn the princess into a whore right off the bat.
Yep,
Proud of that. Proud of her for that. Proud of that.
I was
I was starting to
actually
worry. I was like, oh my God, they're not going to be, they're not going to do too much. they're not going to do too much. Come on, they can't. Not the first time.
Right. I was actually kind of glad that it didn't start off like that. And that, because I like a good slow burn. I like the build up.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought, the build up wouldn't take that long, considering it's supposed to be wide shoes. In most wide shoes books, there's usually more than that.
Again, it should not be labeled why choose. It should be labeled polyamorous, which a lot of poly books take their sweet time to get to that first one because you want the connection there before you get the sexual connection.
Yeah. Because when I read Pucking Around by Emily Rath, that was completely different.
Yes.
Because I knew going in it was going to be adult, going to be a lot of spicy scenes, and I got what I went in for. This one, I didn't quite see that. So,
but that one starts off as a white shoes and turns in the book as polyamorous.
True.
And in later books, it gets even more polyamorous.
And speaking of Emily Rath, she's the author of the next book we're going to be doing for November. So I'm excited.
Which is going to be the weirdest sapphic romance I think any people have ever read.
I'm excited for it.
What are y'all reading?
North is a Night by Emily Rath.
Oh, I've read that one's description. Okay.
It's based off of Finnish folklore. And even Emily Rath states, yes, there is a sapphic relationship in this, but there is also a heterosexual relationship with one of the girls. Because of the story and how it goes, the two girls do end up together, but they have to go through some other things first.
And that's normal.
But she's like, most people think sapphic romance that it's going to be instantly, that's only going to be about the two of them. No. So I have to stress that this is not a typical sapphic romance. It's a romance that turns sapphic.
I'm actually kind of excited for that one. I'm hoping I'm going to like that one more than I did this one. It's kind of funny how we've been so hit or miss this year with our books, because you hated books that I really liked, and you really like this one compared to me not as much. It's kind of funny how we
Sword of Kaigen I really loved. You were like, eh. I really love this. You're like, eh. I really loved Blood of Hercules. You were like, eh.
Except I think there was 2 books this year that we felt similarly on. Fear the Flames.
You finished. I DNF'd.
Oh yeah, that's right. But we were similar almost. And the Heaven's Official Blessing.
Oh, and Our Infinite Fates. We both really loved that.
Oh yeah, we loved Our Infinite Fates, both of us.
Yeah, Heaven's Official Blessing. We both were like 1 star, 1 star, 1 star, 1 star. This is garbage.
Oh. Well, we went out of our comfort zone on that one. We just decided that's not a book for us.
It's probably not a genre for us.
Yeah, that too.
Heaven's Official Blessing is a danmei or manhwa.
Okay, I know what a manhwa is, yeah.
Danmei is the Chinese version of a manhwa.
So it is Chinese. It does look Chinese, I suppose.
Yeah, it's Chinese. And it's just... Okay. What was the scene that we liked? There was like one major scene. Wasn't it with like sheep or something?
What?
No, ghosts.
Yeah,
ghosts.
The ghost,
ghost scene.
Like the ghost parade thing.
Yeah. That was interesting. And the rest of the book was just like
what the heck are you reading?
This is what the hell is this? I have no idea. Why is this popular? I don't understand.
It sounded interesting, but the synopsis didn't fit the whole book. It only fit like a portion of the book.
Every character has 9 names. Every character has 9 names, and there is no guide in the back telling us. It tells us who the characters are, but doesn't tell us their other 8 names. So every time they mention a different person, like a different name, I think they're talking about a completely different person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh,
it was nuts.
Ugh.
We do not recommend.
Okay.
You kind of liked Lady of Darkness, and I absolutely despise Lady of Darkness. Because
Yeah.
that one scene still pisses me off to this day.
Yeah. I gave that one 4 stars, and I gave the second book 3 stars, I think. I went down a whole star in the second book. But I do want to try the third book just to see if it's really a series for me or not. Because I like the first book more than the second. So I might try the third anyway at some point. Because I did borrow it off of KU. I just want to see if anything changes. If not, I'll just skip the series entirely and go to the Reign of Shadows and Ending series instead.
Mhm.
I heard that one's better.
And then there was January's book, which you enjoyed and I hated.
Ooh, that was a fun one. It reminded me of Powerless by Lauren Roberts.
The start of this year
And a
was
little
just
bit of
like,
Throne of
ew.
Glass-ish.
Like the start of this year for me was just like, ew, ew, ew. What is going on? I was afraid for the rest of this year.
I
And
don't know
then
if Morgan's heard of it. It's called The Stars Are Dying by Chloe C. Pinareta.
Yeah. I
I
remember
think
Suddenly
you
when that one
mentioned
came
in one
out.
of your videos.
I'm so mad. So upset with that book. I spent $32 on that book.
I
Yeah, I
kept
hate
it. I
when
still have
gorgeous ones
it.
are horrible.
I even bought the second book, and I haven't read the second book yet.
Mm.
Well,
But
let's get back to
study
Warrior Princess Assassin before we go on even more of a tangent.
But overall, so we're just basically saying so far this year you've had some hits, some misses, some in betweens.
I mean, even my other book club has it too. Like, I've had some really hard misses and some really amazing hits. So it's like, this year's been weird with books.
Right?
I
Okay,
think
so
my 3 stars my average for like almost all the books this year. It's not great.
Yikes.
I've given quite a few 6 stars this year. But this is also the year with the most 1 stars that I've ever given out in a year. So I don't typically
Mhm.
rate a book under a 3 star because
Mhm.
most of the time, if I'm not enjoying it, I DNF. I'm an avid DNFer. There's
Mhm.
more books out there that I want to enjoy.
Yeah.
So why waste my time?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll push through hoping it gets better, but all right.
But this year, no. This year, I have finished some, and I'm like, I should have DNF'd. So, do we have any favorite scenes of this book that we haven't talked about?
I think I have more least favorites than I do favorites. My only favorite really was that kidnapping that they did.
Okay, let's talk about least favorites then. That we haven't talked about.
Most of the rest of the book. I mean, the whole first half was the most entertaining, at least. So it wasn't like it was a bad book, in my opinion. It's just meh.
I will say for a favorite scene is I liked when they first entered the town to his castle, where his castle's at.
Hmm.
That when Jory stepped in
Oh, with the
and
villagers like
with the
outside.
villagers outside
Mhm.
and stuff like that, and actually stood up and was like, "Stop! Tell me
Yeah,
Yeah,
your grievances. I am here to help. Tell me. Ignore
yeah,
him. I'm here."
that
yeah,
was
I
a
thought she
decent
did
scene.
really well with that one. But then when they actually got in through the castle, like the walls into the inside village, and she's confronting him still on horseback in front of everybody, so even more people can hear. I was like,
Yeah,
that's stop, stupid, stop.
yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
Well, I liked that Asher stepped in right there, just like Kai stepped in earlier for him.
Yeah,
He stepped in and was like, "No, stop it, Jory.
he's
You've
had
said
enough.
enough. He's had enough."
Yes,
And
that
then
was a
Kai
good
also
scene.
did
That was a
that
good
to
parallel.
Asher once. Because Kai said the same thing to Jory about Asher once, too.
Mhm.
Stop, he's had enough. That's why I was thinking at some point it's going to be just a male-male relationship. Because the two of them said the exact same thing to her about the other. And they seem to really be into each other. Why do we even have Jory in the mix?
Maybe she'll die a violent death and they'll just be together. I don't know. I don't know. But I want her. I really hope in the future books that she's the one to kill her brother.
Yeah.
I want it to be some way, shape, or form her being the one to do the final blow.
But
We
at
would
that
have to
point,
have a huge training montage, something to be able to get her to where she could overpower him.
yeah, because right now she has no fighting skills whatsoever.
I mean, she overpowered
Very
that
little.
one guy where she stabbed him in the leg with his blade.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That
I
was-
think I actually did teach her some things.
She knows a little bit. I think that was also a lot of the power of surprise.
Yeah.
Well, I
And
think
luck.
that's where it would come into play if she was the one to do a killing blow on her brother. He wouldn't expect it coming.
But also, if that happened and her father dies, they're left without a king. Who's gonna take over?
She will.
I mean, she said she's second in line, so that means that they do let women be
But
rulers.
she's also supposed to marry Kai. So if she marries Kai,
Join
she'd
the
have
two
to stay
kingdoms.
in Incendar.
Not necessarily. They could join the kingdoms.
True.
And travel back and forth.
And
And then
I
if they
think
have two kids, they have a ruler for both. It's still in the family.
well, maybe her heir with Asher will be the heir for this kingdom, and her heir with Kai will be the heir for this kingdom. So it makes it better.
Or whichever one actually, inherits the magic. You go over here.
Yes.
True, because
Which
as of right now, Jory has no magic.
I think she does, though.
Yes, I think they're going to find something, and hers is just different than both of theirs.
I think she's an amplifier.
Ooh,
Because
that could
she
be.
doesn't know, she can't use magic on herself. But
Mhm.
when she touched Kai, when he was doing it, it made it brighter, the fire brighter.
Mhm.
So I think she is like a battery and she like gives the energy.
That makes a lot of
It's-
sense, actually.
It's either going to be that or she can take it. There's going to have to be something coming to play where they can control his sister's powers somehow, because her powers are the problem.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
it would be interesting if she's like, oh God, this might be. Have you caught up on Fourth Wing?
Mm-mm.
Never mind.
You can text me it though. I read all 3
Yeah.
books.
You know whose little sister? Siphon.
Oh, yeah.
Like siphon abilities. Like she can siphon the magic out of his sister.
Yes, they definitely need somebody to be able to do that.
I would explain why. Every time, like, I think it has something to do with the tea that she's always been given, or maybe.
So maybe the
That's the
brother,
case.
maybe the brother knows she has magic and has been suppressing her magic.
That's what I was thinking with the tea, because she's always drinking the tea.
And she hasn't been drinking the tea while they're on their journey.
And that's probably why when she touched him, like, because she hasn't been drinking it, that if she is an amplifier, it would make sense.
Especially if the brother
If it's not,
wants her not to have powers, because if it comes out that she has powers, he can't get the crown.
but he wouldn't let her go that easily if that was the case.
Well, she was supposed to be brought back, but I think it's because he's going to give her to the other kingdom.
I think, okay, partially, I think nobody actually paid from Kai's side to have her killed.
Mm.
I wonder if her brother paid with those type of coins to make it look like that side did it so that she could die too.
But
It doesn't
he
make
seems so
sense,
eager to
though.
marry her off, though.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't
And also
want
what
to deal with
Charlotte said at the end, though, that they want you back for the other part of the bargain. So it doesn't really make sense
Oh,
that he would
true.
try to pick you.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
because
Either way.
yeah, I think he really wanted that alliance so badly. So I don't think he would just kill her
Weird.
off if he really wants the alliance.
I think he wants an alliance with both of them, kind of, but he's playing them off of each other. So whichever one wins, he
Mhm.
wins.
That could be interesting.
That could end up with him being killed by somebody.
Maybe Asher.
Hopefully, anybody.
It would make sense for it to be Asher since he's the assassin, technically.
And he did volunteer for it. He says, "I'm your
He
hunter."
did.
But
He did volunteer. I remember that.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to be called an assassin anymore. He's their hunter, not their assassin.
That's right.
Love that.
Another thing too, like what I didn't quite understand is why the Hunters Guild would not acknowledge that Asher was there. That he did what he was supposed to do and
Because
came back.
Dane controls the hunters. Dane, wait, is that the brother's name, right?
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
yes, Prince Dane, her brother.
I mentioned Fourth Wing a second ago, so I got really confused by the fact that I named Dane. So I was like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Too many stories, same names.
It's
Right.
either that or it's just the guild master because he might be in on it with the whatever that other country name is, Drogas, whatever. He might be in on taking money from them, and he didn't even ask those people, so he's just lying. Those people could have, said Asher was there, but he's just going to cover it up to cover his own butt.
Yeah.
That was my first thoughts. So.
I just found it really weird that he wouldn't even acknowledge that the fact that Asher was there and he got the orders were real.
I can still see it being Dane saying, don't say shit, or you die.
Yeah.
Because that seems like something Dane would do to control his sister even more, is to kill Asher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's been using Asher to like torture her for years, so yeah.
And it's kind of sad about Asher's mother because I also wondered if Asher's mother really was
Oh no.
because the way that she ended up, I feel like what she said didn't really mean she was guilty. I think
Mhm.
it was something else entirely that had nothing to do with what
I
happened to
think
her
Asher's
Jory's mother.
I think Asher's mom and Jory's mom were in love with each other.
Yes.
But I think Dane had a hand in his mother's death. For some reason, I think Dane
Get
had
her out
something
of the
to do with
way.
it, to get her out of the way. Because she saw
Only-
something
Mhm.
that he did, and he didn't want it to get out.
I don't know. He seemed to like the way Jory said is like he changed after their mom died. Like he took everything out on her. He blamed her. I don't think he was trying to kill his mom. I think maybe they were supposed to kill Jory. And I really don't think Asher's mom was involved at all. Like I think she only confessed
That would make
to
more
save
sense.
Asher.
I think because Asher's mom felt guilty about something, but it wasn't the guilt that everyone else thought she meant. They all thought she meant to kill Jory's mom, but I don't think she was guilty of that whatsoever. I think she felt she had guilt feelings towards something else. Like I think something to do with what you said, Morgan, about Jory. I think she was trying to protect her, maybe.
I swear, if it comes out that Asher is Jory's brother, I'm gonna be pissed the heck
We better
off.
not have another Mortal Instruments.
Or is Dane Asher's brother?
Now that one,
that could be interesting.
I don't know. I did have that inkling. It's like, oh my gosh, are they siblings? Like just for a little bit, I was like, that would be horrible because they're totally in love with each other. But it's either that or Jory isn't the Kings at all, but she might not be related to Asher, but she just might not be the Kings either.
Ooh, maybe that's why. Ooh, okay. I just had a thought. Maybe Jory's mom had her with somebody else, not the king, and that's why she doesn't have any of the king's magic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's and
Because
or
I
like,
think it's going to be out
or
that
if that wasn't
Dane,
really her mother either, maybe they took her in and she's actually related to Asher. But that would be too
I
weird,
still
though.
think maybe Dane isn't the king's, and that's why he wants Jory out of the way because he knows that he's not the king's because he has no magic period that we know of.
that's true. It's just
Yeah.
it's more unusual that the first child ends up being the bastard.
That would make it more interesting,
But
probably, because
if
we don't really see
but
it
if
like
his mother cheated or was essayed or anything like
Mm.
that, he might not be the king's.
maybe the reason why Dane was so wrecked after their mother's death was because he found out somehow that his mom cheated and had Jory with somebody
Asher's
else.
mom told him
Yeah.
during the torture.
Yeah.
And
It would
that's
have to be
why
during
he had
torture.
her
Nobody else would.
that's why they had her killed and sent
And
Asher away just in case Asher knew.
but I don't think Asher knows much of anything really. I
No.
don't
Mm.
honestly. I think he's more focused on his mission right now, and I don't think he has anything to do with any of what happened with their mothers. I think
Mm.
it's. I think the mothers were in cahoots for something, just not what everyone seems to think it is.
Maybe they were planning to leave the king so that they could be together.
I mean, they did say that their trip together was unusual. That it wasn't,
Mhm.
and that's not something that they normally do. Like, they weren't supposed to be out.
What if the
Yeah.
queen's not dead?
I think they said they buried her
No.
though.
What
Yeah,
if
and like
the
they
queen's
found her
not
body.
dead? What if it was someone else disguised as the queen that they married?
That would be interesting.
Mhm.
So that way
Where
they
did
could be
he
together
been
if
this
they're
time?
actually lovers. The two
Yeah.
moms.
Well, they can't. Asher's mom died, but in front of the whole court, they said.
Yeah.
True.
But maybe that was the plan.
Maybe
And
their
maybe
plan was
they
to stay
hired.
together.
What if they were supposed to fake the queen's death?
And they
So
botched it.
and it got botched somehow, and that is why she was felt guilty.
Yeah, that would make a lot of
That
sense.
would, yeah, the not like this, that would make a whole lot of sense than her shouting that.
Because their trip together wasn't something usual. Like, it was completely unusual. They made a point of saying that.
But why would they have taken the kids with them?
Because it would be too suspicious
It would
if they
be
took
too
them.
suspicious if they
Because
didn't.
Kane and Dane would be like, "Why are you taking her?"
Mm,
Like, that would make it even more unusual.
I guess.
Well, we also have a comment here. Ray says, I can't stay. I'm just popping in to say hi. Hope y'all are having a good show.
Hey, Ray. He's probably already gone, but
Okay.
I'm sure he'll be back at some point.
Did anything in this book shock you? Not really.
The kidnapping, maybe,
No.
of Ty. It didn't really like shock me, but like it did take me a little bit by surprise, only because I didn't only like the way it was done. Not necessarily that it happened, but like the way they did it.
Instead of trying to convince him to go with them, they're just like, nope, we're going to tackle you and take you.
Yeah.
I love how the Charlotte part was probably the part that everybody's like, oh my God, that's supposed to be the most shocking part. And I'm like, we called this from the beginning.
Yeah. Okay, it wasn't quite the beginning, but by the time they were on the road and like her and the princess went to the bushes and she's like, I need an extra minute. I'm like, oh, it's you.
My thing was that she was too close to her that something felt off with the way she kept looking at Dane at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Something was off to me, and I was like, watch it. Charlotte's behind everything.
Yeah. Well, she was behind at least a lot of it. Not everything, but a lot of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, she was a spy, basically.
Pretty much. Probably forcibly to be a spy. But
Yeah. I don't think she really wanted to, but she did it because she had no choice.
Mm-hmm.
She did say that it wasn't along the lines of like, it sounded like she didn't choose to do this. Like, it sounded like she was forced into it.
Yeah.
Okay, any quotes for you two that read it more physically?
Yeah. Hold on, let me pull it up because I
Because
highlighted
I
some
don't,
things.
seeing as I listened, I don't really have any quotes when I'm just listening.
Right. I don't think I had any.
Like I mostly highlight them when I like think they're funny. It's like, do you want to have any of this deliberation out loud where like they're kind of like doing it all with their eyes and saying stuff, or at the very beginning when she was being poked by the seamstress and she's like, and they told her, well, your father said none of the fires can be lit. Well, my father isn't half naked being a pincushion right now. So,
Yeah.
And was it the father that said it, or was it Dane saying that the father said it?
oh, it was Dane acting as regent. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
totally Dane.
I mean, they did. I'm also wondering about the cane a little bit. If he's really, so if he's really dying. I mean, I know they say during the court scene that he had this glazed look over his eyes. Maybe he's sick, but not as sick as Dade said.
I wonder if the king is actually under his own control. What
That's
if
what I'm
Dane
wondering.
actually has powers and is controlling the king?
Because I remember something about how the
The
king's
glazed
eyes look
eyes?
glazed over. I'm wondering if he's really not that sick, and it's not him being physically sick. I was starting to wonder if maybe Dade's controlling him.
It could be that. I don't know. I read it as he sounds really old now. Like it's like he's getting the cataracts and like it's just the age finally catching up to him. I think he's definitely losing control of his magic though, and like all of that weather was not intentional. Like the snowstorm was not that he planned to make them suffer. It was that he can no longer control it and hold it back.
Mhm.
Like, I'm wondering if Dane wants access to his father's magic too.
Mm.
Maybe that's the thing that the other side is going to give him. Maybe there's
Ooh, like they
somebody
have
on
a
the
way
other,
to do that.
like to siphon the magic and give it to Dane.
Like, maybe he's trying to siphon both Jory and the king. Could that be possible? Because if the
Maybe
king
through the tea.
is sick, yeah,
The tea could be doing something to her.
it could be suppressing the both of them. If he's making the king drink it, we don't know, but it's possible.
I still say he's
Yeah.
poisoning the king.
Yeah. He'd
I
have to
don't
have
think he.
something
I
going
don't
for
think he
him.
wants the king to die necessarily. I think he just wants his magic.
Which is why I think he's poisoning him. He's slowing him down.
But at that age, it could still kill him fairly
Yeah.
easily. So that'd be a very risky move.
Yeah, that's why
But
when they said, I remember that one part where it said his eyes were glazed over. So that's one thing that stuck out to me. That I thought maybe
so maybe
that
Dane
Dane
is
was doing
smart.
something to him, but I don't think Dane really wants to kill him.
I
I
don't
don't get
know.
that vibe.
Dane's character, I feel like he's a pompous jackass that
Like, he just
whatever
feels
he
really
wants,
narcissistic to me.
whatever he wants, he'll do whatever it takes to get what he wants. And if that means his dad has to die, cool. If that means his sister's got to be pawned off as a sex slave, cool.
He's fine.
He's
Yeah.
fine with it.
Like, I don't care.
He only looks out for himself and only himself.
Or maybe he's trying to punish them because of like
Watch
something
it
to
be
do with his mother.
maybe the king killed the mother. because he found out neither kid is his.
Ooh, that could be interesting.
And that is why they can't do weather magic, because if you go to Kai's family, both the children can do the fire magic like it's been passed down in their family.
And it did say at the beginning that magic is normally inherited through the family, like for Jory's family too, but it skipped both her and her brother.
So he found out that.
So maybe neither one of them are really the son and daughter of the king. Maybe they're the son and daughter of somebody else.
What if Asher is the son of the king and the other two are not?
No, because he doesn't have any magic. I feel like he would have
found
out he had magic. At least you would hear it in his own thoughts if he did.
Yeah. And he doesn't even have magic.
Yeah, probably the king's just sterile. And that was like, she's like, oh God, we'll never have an heir. Gonna go do something else.
I think I think you're on a track here, Morgan. Like maybe the mother had both the kids from somebody else, but the king was desperate to have an heir. So when he found out she was pregnant, he would pretend that they're his kids, but they don't have any of his magic. So,
or he doesn't know he's sterile.
Yeah, probably that. They probably would never admit that they were.
Yeah, so. They probably wouldn't admit to it. But I could see that happening, though. That could be interesting.
I feel like we come up with theories for the next books and things that are always better than the actual next book. Listen.
Yeah.
I wonder if any of our
theories putting a lot of depth to this that it's not there.
We will come back in a year when we've read it to see if any of our theories are the same. We'll all do videos.
Right? Okay. I mean, I do want to continue. I will read the next book because I'm curious to see if any of our theories are correct. But
I am 50-50.
I won't buy a physical copy of it. I'll find another way to read it.
Since I'm the only one with the high rating, or should I read it and let y'all know if any of our theories are correct?
Yeah, I'm 50-50 if I'm going to continue with this one. I really am. I'm like, it was kind of fun in the banter ways, but a lot of things I'm just like, I don't see it.
This is weird. Yeah. I get that too. Because there are a lot of things that just don't make sense.
Okay, so thoughts on the writing style?
I mean, I've read this author before. I love her writing style. I had no problems with the writing style.
She's better at
YA. Yeah. It was odd to get to that scene at the end. It felt out of place with the rest of the books. Most of the book was just YA and yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. I didn't mean to. But I was just thinking, like, when you were talking about the end, I'm like, it didn't really feel like an end.
I was 20 pages from the end, and I'm like, is the only resolution of the first book going to be the romantic resolution?
There was no resolution at all.
Yeah.
I'm like, after I read that last page, I'm like, wait, that's it? How is that an ending?
I walked into the living room and I started yelling at my roommate going, that's how it fucking ends? What?
I was determined it was not going to actually resolve the assassin plot line at all in this book. I was like, nope, they're just going to be, okay, we're going to figure this out together. And that's how we're ending the first book. And then then that happened very rushedly.
Yeah, it's the pacing that this book had issues with. Not exactly the writing style, more like the pacing.
I feel like there's a chapter missing towards the end.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Should there have been like an epilogue, maybe? That would have helped.
Yeah.
Or in someone else's point of view, should have been like a chapter at the very end, maybe a page or two of, and it not tell us who it is.
Unknown.
Yeah. I read a book like that where I thought that was so interesting, and I wish more books did that.
Or they could have just said Prince. And
then you would know.
But we wouldn't know if it was Dane.
There's more than one prince.
Or if it was the other kingdom.
Well, yeah, we don't know who their monarchy is, what their style is. We just know that they tend to attack both of these kingdoms for some reason.
And But also, though, there's more than 2 kingdoms in this book. We just only hear from 2 of them.
Yeah, so there's
Oh,
3.
is there a map that I didn't look at?
I think so. Let me see.
Is there a map?
I'm
'Cause
looking.
I don't get a map.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
This is the map in the physical.
Hmm. Okay, so like that
There's 3
big,
kingdoms.
wow. Yeah, the big chunk one is the one that's attacking both of them.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Is it just me,
Oh,
or does that
Big one.
slightly look like a mix of the British Isles and like Spain and France? I don't know.
yeah, you
Yeah,
just like
but I
move the
was
island down and over. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just
we
like kind
have
of blended.
Estranja up here, and then down here is Incendar. Then over here is a Dragonis.
Hmm.
And
So
those are the
what's at the
3
top
kingdoms.
left?
The top left is Estranza. This is Estranza at the top.
Uh-huh.
And then at the bottom is Incendar. And then on this side is Dragonis.
No, you
This is
know who we should have gotten a point of view from at the
It's
end?
weird.
Dane.
Or the king.
Oh, her dad.
Ooh. That
To
would be
foreshadow us on something in the next book.
Mhm.
That would have been one of those moments of, what the?
And
Okay, we need the next book now.
yeah, it gives you
Yeah.
that feeling. But this one's like, I was just kind of sad Charlotte died because, like, okay, loss of information options.
Right.
And yeah.
I feel like that had to happen though, because otherwise you just go running back to Dane.
I don't think she would have.
Maybe.
I feel
Unless
like he
he
would.
has something on her.
Yeah, I think he does because she said she was forced, and I felt like it did not seem like she was doing this willingly.
They do have a
Mhm.
missed opportunity. They could have used her as a double agent
That would have been good. Yeah.
Yeah,
and sent her
Could have.
back to Dane with the wrong information.
Hmm.
but then he'd probably wonder why did Charlotte come back so easily, if that was the case.
Well, she could have been like, I'm just being the messenger right now between you and your sister. So
Maybe.
So, did this book remind you of any others? Specifically, or just the genre itself, technically?
Well,
That's what it kind of
when I
just.
read the name Dane, I instantly thought of Fourth Way.
I mean, there is no other Dane out there that.
It just spelled differently.
yeah. There
Oh,
there
it
really
is?
isn't that many Danes.
I don't know how the names are spelled. I just know how they
Well, in
sound.
Fourth Wing, it's spelled Dain, and this one is spelled Dane.
Okay.
They're just spelled differently. But
Oh, no wonder I don't like him. Gilmore Girls.
Dean.
Dean. Dane. Dean. Makes sense.
Oh my gosh.
That came out of nowhere.
Sorry. I always have to give you crap for Dean. Okay, let's quickly go through these questions because we are a little over an hour. So let's get through the last.
We had a lot to go through.
Would you reread?
Probably not.
Yes.
Nah.
And I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this one, but would you read another book by this author?
Yes.
Yes.
Even I want to read, like, go back and read her past books, the ones that I haven't read yet.
Mhm.
But
I need to read her contemporary.
yeah, I haven't read her contemporary either. But even though I wasn't crazy about this one, I still would try the second one because sometimes, in some cases, for me, the second book is better than the first. So I am willing to give the next one a shot.
I don't think I want to try her contemporary because, like you mentioned, the pacing with this one, I'd be afraid that with the contemporary, it would just be awful.
Her contemporary is YA, and
That's
they
Letters from
were
the Lost,
really,
right?
she was really famous for it. So I'm like, I've always been curious, but back then I was like, I wasn't really reaching for books that would immediately make me cry. Now I'm like, give me all the sad books. My life is sad. I need to cry. Give it here. Okay. Would you recommend this book to others?
This is a hard one.
Yeah, I can't think of who this would fit
If
for.
you are wanting to step out of YA and try an adult romantasy, and this is your first,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah,
and you've read Brigid
this
before.
this is really why they need that new adult zone, because this would
Yeah.
fit so well in that. That's
That's
just
what I
what,
was thinking
yeah.
the whole time I was reading it. I'm like, this does not feel like adult, but it doesn't feel YA exactly either. Like it could
Mhm,
possibly fit into YA, except for the
mhm,
a spicy scene at the end wouldn't really work for YA. So it'd have to be like that's why I was thinking it would have to be more new
Eh,
adult.
mhm.
I mean, YA these days have been pushing the bounds and have had some scenes that really shouldn't be in there.
Yeah. Like
No,
I don't you
no.
remember the whole controversy with the Akatar series and like the way that was being shelved? They were putting those in
Mhm.
like young adult.
And
And
yeah,
that
it's
is
not.
not a young adult series.
God, no. No, 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 no,
No.
no, no, no.
Thankfully, that has mostly been fixed. That they don't anymore.
Yeah, I think they fixed that
Thankfully.
now.
Fourth Wing was also original, like in some places are shelved as YA, and I'm like every time I'm in a store and I see it shelved as YA, I immediately take the whole section and stick it in the adult side. I was at half price when I did it the first time. I grabbed 6 copies of the books and I walked straight over to the adult section, moved books out of the way, and made room. And they were like, "What are you doing?" Adults,
This
not
is an adult
YA.
series.
Adults. They're like, "Oh, it was a TikTok famous book, so we just assumed YA." No, 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 no.
You should never
YA isn't TikTok famous
do your
anymore.
research, people.
Adult people, adult.
Yeah, or sometimes
Yeah.
just because the author has written YA, then they'll assume other works by them. Like my library, when what book was it? Immortal Longings first came out,
Mhm.
and they like sent out the email saying, "Okay, we got this book in. It's gonna be in our YA." I immediately like emailed them back. I was like, "No, do not stick this in the YA section. It's not like bad in this stuff, but it's like it gets graphic with the violence and stuff too. This is an adult. Even the publisher, adult." So
Any lingering
Yeah.
questions or thoughts on the book that we haven't discussed? I feel like we've discussed it all.
yeah.
I feel like you really have touched on every single part of this book.
I
Okay,
I let's see her sister. Mhm.
our friend Shay.
It's the part she's
Was
not here.
anyone a hoe?
Morgan does not know what this means.
Every
Well,
time
I'm
Shay reads one of the book club books and she comes to one of the
Mhm.
live shows, whether it be this one or my queer one that I go to, she always finds one person in the book that she wants to punch. And she's like, this person's just a freaking hoe, and I hated, like, ugh. So now that's a question of, is anyone a
I
hoe?
think I know what she would pick.
Dane?
I think she
I
would pick
think-
Dane.
Yeah, he's the most obvious, like who you just want to smack. I mean,
But she might also say Jory needs to be smacked too, so.
She might say both of them.
That
I mean,
family?
it's like she's supposed to be smart, but she was so sheltered. But then she seems to be learning, and then she still goes into the stupid idea section. I don't know.
I just think George
I
is
don't know.
super naive because she was so sheltered. So
Mhm.
I mean, it's possible Shay might want to punch her too because of how naive she is, but
I'm gonna have
it's
to
not
ask
really her
Shay now.
fault that she's naive.
Yeah, a little bit. Like I said, she's 26. She should have figured some things out, especially if they had, when they were teenagers, used to sneak around the palace and stuff. How have you not figured some stuff out?
Especially when, like, there was one scene when there was a flashback where she was, I can't remember if it was a treehouse or something with like bales of hay or something like that. They were
Oh,
in,
the hayloft. The
yeah,
hayloft where things almost
and they
happened before
started touching
somebody
each other and
found them.
stuff, but they never went through with it all the way. So
Hmm.
she knew a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's not like she didn't know nothing.
Yeah. just still 26, and to be that out of touch, I was like, this is a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
He didn't have her in a nunnery.
Now, if she was raised in a nunnery, that would have made sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I get her blushing at things because, yeah, she's not even she's never actually witnessed things, but not knowing things. Stretch.
I mean, I think she's even said she's read romance books.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, last question. Anyone's rating change?
I think I'm sticking with my 3.
It was the banter that kept it at a 3. I think if they hadn't had the banter kind of between the characters, it probably would have dipped a little lower.
Mine's going to go to a 4. Just because of some of the issues and stuff, and I feel like this is not a book that's going to stay in my brain.
Right.
Like I'm going to have to reread book 1 to read book 2.
Ugh.
But I don't
that
know.
happens a lot though. Even on books I love, I was like, let me refresh myself.
Yeah.
My brain is also like, is it the book or is it where my head is these days right now?
Mm.
With having to move and the separation and all that stuff, and my brain is just like, cool.
Mm.
But that is our live show, guys. Thank you, Morgan, for joining us to talk about Warrior Princess Osayasun. And I hope you guys join me, Amanda, and our friend Jasmine next month to read North is the Night by Emily Rath. I would hold up my 2 copies, but they're over there.
And mine's over there.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't think before I sat down on the bed to do the
Oh yeah, I'm
live.
sorry. I actually have it right here. I'm sorry. Hold on, I'll hold up the copy. I forgot I have it right here. Here we go.
Yes. It is so pretty.
And half that book,
edges.
I will say half the book takes place in the Finnish version of Hell, and half the book takes place
Also,
in Finland.
Look at this. I got to share the art in this because it's absolutely stunning.
And the reverse dust jacket.
So, first, this is a hardcover.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the back of the hardcover. And then the inside end pages are 2 different scenes on both ends. We got this scene.
Oh, I love that scene.
Which is so pretty. And then at the end, we have a different scene.
That is pretty.
And then the inside jacket, I mean, it's reversible, so you can change it.
And it's
I prefer the way we have this. Which is
one one
pretty.
side represents one girl, the other side represents the other.
I happen to love this side even more than the other, which is why I had it this way. But the inside is really cool too. And I'm very excited to read this.
Because I have the arc of it. I have the hardback flipped so that I have both covers showing.
Oh, cool.
Because I love both girls a lot. Because the journeys they go on are completely different, but they're just so good.
Right? I can't wait to read it next month.
This happened to also be, I do believe, wasn't it my favorite book of last year?
Yeah, I think you read it in December last year. And
it became my #1 book of the year. 1 or 2.
So it'll be a reread for you.
Yes. But yes, thank you all for joining. We're getting a little off topic again. I'm just going to leave this with this. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new, hit that subscribe. Also, if you're not following these 2 fabulous ladies, they are both linked down below. And until next time, remember to embrace your inner rainbow, take care of your mental health, hydrate or mummify, as they say. And until next time, I hope you guys have a fabulously gay day, month, year, whatever it is. I hope it's fabulous and gay. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
In the broadcast.